But let's shift over to some more news in the NBA, and we'll get into this as a deeper topic as well. But the Jazz have been fined $500,000 as well as the Pacers for $100,000 for sitting some of their star players, basically trying to tank.
Yeah.
And let's just get into that conversation. Like, how does the NBA stop teams from tanking?
I'm seeing Adam Silver float around the idea of eliminating the draft. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that that is one of the most bogus things I've ever heard in my entire life. I don't understand why people even agree with this. If you agree with this, you're a fan of a big market team, and that's just the truth. Because the small market teams, besides the hometown guys, are going to get screwed over in the rookie signing period or whatever, and it just will create even worse imbalance in the league. Because then what happens to the bad teams? No rookie wants to go there, and you can argue, oh yeah, well a rookie wants to go there and take over and whatever. Well, no, he probably won't because he's not going to get the proper development, and those teams are just going to get worse. Whereas I think if you have no rookie draft and it's just a rookie free agency, you have to have relegation because that's the only way you can balance it out. Got a team on the up and a team on the down, and let's face it, they're not going to put the G League teams in the same category as the NBA teams because those teams are affiliated with the NBA teams. Why would an NBA owner even risk that? The facilities aren't as good, and it's just a long list. So I think that that idea is just brutal, and I think that they're just overanalyzing it. Like teams are going to tank, man. It's just part of the sports. Like they're not throwing games on purpose. And if they do, hit them with a big fine every time, like you did with Utah. Guess what? When the owner's pocket starts to hurt, then you'll stop the tanking.
Yeah, I it's funny. I saw a tweet. We were talking about Twitter earlier. I saw a tweet that was like Adam Silver adding the mid-season tournament, adding all these tournaments. He might as well go be the commissioner for like a U11 soccer league. And you talk about relegation. That just reminded me of that because it pretty much is just becoming a soccer league at that point.
Yeah, like it just doesn't make sense, dude. He wants to do that. He evens up all the odds for tanking, where it's like you get 14% if you come last. Dog, as a Canucks fan right now, if the Canucks came in last and they had a 14% chance to get the first pick, I would be punching holes in my wall because the Canucks just suck. We need help. Utah, okay, Utah, like unethical tanking a little bit, let's be honest here. But they've been
Mm-hmm.
bad for so long that they have to unethically tank to get the picks because the way the draft lottery is, it's so hard for them to get good prospects, and no free agent wants to go there. They just traded their whole future away for Jaren Jackson Jr. Got shut down 2 days later because he had like bone cancer or something like that. Like I don't know. It's just over. I think it's just overanalyzation and hyperfixation on an issue that doesn't really matter that much. And I think that if you go back to the first worst has the best odds, second worst has slightly worse odds, third worst, and then you don't give the 14th worst team a chance at the first round pick like they do in the NHL, it won't be that bad. Because guess who doesn't really have a tanking problem? The NHL. There are teams that are bad, but they're not losing on purpose.
No, and they're not sitting star players for no reason at all.
Yeah.
I wanted to throw this idea out to you and just get your thoughts on it because the Professional Women's Hockey League has taken this on. They're kind of the first major sports league to take this idea on. But after a team gets eliminated from playoff contention, they start earning points for every win, leading to the first pick in the draft. So if you say your last place team, you get eliminated before anyone, you start winning games, you start earning points for the NBA draft lottery, and whoever has the most points at the end ends up with the number one overall pick. What do you think of that idea?
On one hand, it's a good idea. And I think I've floated that idea around on this pod too. But when I think about it deeper, you're asking guys to play hard for their replacement.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that it actually could have an inverse effect where guys start to not try as hard because they don't want to get replaced. And the thing is that in hockey, it's a lot easier to stomach, I think, because the roster is so much bigger and there's so much more room for people to play. Because I used to be on the team where I thought that was a good idea, but the more I think about it, like when the worst team gets the first pick and you don't want to get replaced, well, you better start playing good and you better make sure your team doesn't get that pick. And obviously, it comes down to percentage and some ping pong balls that say what pick you have. But if you incentivize playing good to replace yourself, I don't know, especially with the culture of the NBA, I don't know if guys will even try.
Yeah, that's actually something that I hadn't thought about. That's a good point. Like I see your point of view 100% there. Like you're right. With hockey, it's an 18 to 20, like teams have 23 people on their roster at any given point, right?
Yeah.
NBA, it's a little smaller, 15, and then there's only really play time for 9 to 10 guys on your team.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. But yeah, I don't know how you like why what incentivizes players to get the number one overall pick anyways and agree with their franchise for tanking in the first place.
They get time off.
Right.
But I mean, if we're being serious, like the stars don't care because they're safe. And I don't know. I'm not a NBA star, and I'm not a basketball player at heart. Like I was a hockey player as a kid, so my mindset's a little different. I don't know if they even care to have another star on their team. I don't know if they wouldn't want a star on their team. I don't know what they're thinking. But if you incentive those guys are going to sit pretty much regardless. But the role
Mm-hmm.
players are the ones who are playing for. They're playing those times. They're trying to earn spot. They're trying to earn contracts. By them doing good, one of them is going to get replaced. At least one, maybe two, maybe three, based on the way that things shake out. So I just don't think that if you incentivize the role players to play good, well, maybe they win. Now they're pissed because they're one game closer to replacing themselves. I don't think that's
Right.
fair to put on them.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a good point. So you think just keep things as is basically?
I think that the NBA draft lottery odds are too skewed to the mean, and
Right.
they need to go back to being more top heavy.
Right, right. But like keep the lottery. I don't think we're talking abolish the draft or anything like that because that
No,
I
I would
think that's a
say
ridiculous
if
idea.
you don't come in the bottom four, then you shouldn't have a chance at the first overall pick. Dallas should not have gotten the first overall pick, and it just keeps the teams in the basement in the basement.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's fair.